This video builds off the YouTube issues exposure time video that I made, so if you want to get full context here, I'd suggest you check out that video as well. But a recap for it is that basically I don't believe that time as a form of YouTube exposure is very viable to build a following on YouTube nowadays. Instead, it's way more beneficial to find another means of exposure, and today we're going to be looking at another one of those means, the shoutout. I find it very unlikely that you don't know what a shoutout is, but for the sake of clarification, a shoutout is when one YouTuber recommends another YouTuber's channel to their audience. They're done all the time here on YouTube, and many successful channels are where they are today because of their shoutouts. For example, as we go to Colossal is Crazy, who had roughly 5,000 subscribers before his shoutout from Pyrocynical, Jacksepticeye, who had roughly 2,000 subscribers before his shoutout from PewDiePie, Tommy C, who had roughly 1,000 subscribers before his appearance on the Baited podcast, or Lieutenant Corbus, who had 48 subscribers before her shoutout from Pyrocynical. And I'm sure there's many other examples out there. These are just the ones that I typically hear talked about. Now, you may be thinking that's all well and good, where's the issue come in? And the issue that I take with shoutouts isn't so much the action or anything of the sort, it's more the kind of hierarchy that shoutouts create. Smaller YouTubers either have to get lucky and hope a bigger YouTuber stumbles upon their video, which is another issue that we're going to talk about in a second, or they have to go groveling to the bigger YouTuber in hopes that that YouTuber will watch their video, like it, and then offer to help the smaller YouTuber out with a recommendation, which puts the bigger YouTuber on a pedestal for smaller creators. Now back to the hope a bigger YouTuber stumbles across your video point. This point incentivizes a reason to make drama videos, or at least videos with another YouTuber's name in the title. If you make a video discussing a bigger YouTuber, then chances of that YouTuber at least hearing about the video increase tenfold. Whether it's sent to them via somebody else, or they just stumble across it looking around, your chances are much better. Want proof? Here's Hoodie responding to a diss track on him, Grade A Under A responding to some guy saying he's friends with him or something, Pyrocynical making an entire video on someone who was talking about him, and a recent example of Zaptai and Bionic Pig responding to a video about their podcast. All these are people responding to videos with their names in the title. Now, this isn't the only reason that people make drama videos, or just a video with a YouTuber's name in the title. It's not even the biggest one, but it's still a sub-reason as to why I think drama videos are so popular nowadays. Now, for me personally, the bigger issue here is groveling of smaller creators to bigger ones. And for that, I go to Zaptai. Now, I'm sure a lot of you like Zaptai, and to be honest, his videos aren't bad. He reads them out pretty monotone and boring in my opinion, but his points are pretty good. However, where I do take issue with Zaptai is his asking for help before he even made his first video on his channel. His first video was on Lion Maker Studios, and he asked Colossal is Crazy for help on that video, and Colossal gave him a shout out to kickstart his channel. Now, I couldn't find any proof of this, to be honest. I looked through Colossal's Twitter feed, but it caught me off at July, I think, and I looked at the end of all his videos, and I didn't see him shout out Zaptai. However, Zaptai started his channel in March. His first video came out in May. If I'm reading this Social Blade thing correctly, he had over 1,000 subscribers before he even released his first video, unless there's something I'm missing here. But he also credits Colossal in his first video, and they talk about it in the Hot Wet Soup podcast, which is run in part by Zaptai. Now, where I take issue with this is how overwhelmingly unfair that it is to other YouTubers out there who didn't get a shout out on their first video because they didn't go asking for help before their first video was even released. And for that reason, I have a strong disdain for Zaptai, and I understand if you don't like that opinion, so I made something for anyone who feels the need to harshly, keyword, disagree with me. But anyways, those are the reasons that I don't like shoutouts, but that being said, I'd still take a shoutout from a bigger YouTuber if one was offered, but I'd never ask for one. Would it be hypocritical for me to take one? Perhaps, but since I don't see time as a viable option for creating a successful YouTube channel, if I ever want to get relatively big on here, I'd have to either take a shout out or find another means of exposure, and we'll talk about more means in the next video. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Like it, don't like it, let me know. And just to clarify a little bit more, I'm sure some people will comment how much Zaptai is great or whatever, because they did on my bandwagon video, so I don't see why this one would be any different. But why I brought him up is because he's the only example that I really know about where a YouTuber had a leg up before they even put out their first video, and it's just an undue privilege in my opinion. Also, I'm sure shoutouts typically come from a good place. A YouTuber shouts out another because they like the content that's produced by that person they're shouting out. I get it. But say you had two creators with the exact same videos and quality. The one who gets a shout out will undoubtedly grow 10 times faster than the one who doesn't, and I just see it as unfair because on YouTube, typically success begets more success. However, there are many other exposure methods that I see as much worse than shoutouts. Shark Pride for life, bruh.